Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is, as it obviously shows, Minecraft. Now, I wanted to play Minecraft today, and I figured I'd show you all how I start playing, just because it's going to be a new world, and I play the game Survival every single time. I play Creative occasionally, but only really to test out theories that would be material expensive, and not really materials that I want to waste on stuff if it's not going to work in Survival, so... Anyway, now, this will be like the third or fourth time I've tried to record this video, and things have just gone wrong every single time, so I'm not going to lie to you, I've given it like the same seed every time that I've tried to make this video, and it's a great seed, so I'm going to keep using it, and I'm going to name it I named that. Now, as you can see, I got some weirdly named stuff here. Like, this is the creative world I use to test things out here. So... The name that I came up with, which I always do kind of like a flow of consciousness sort of thing, is Opertrax, and I used the same thing for the seed. Opertrax, capital O. I don't know if that matters or not, but it probably does. So, alright, so here we go. Gonna need seeds. And it's in that very early stage of the game generation where it's still loading the chunks and stuff like that, and so currently if I were to cut this grass I would get nothing from it. Let's see if I can get anything up here. A lot of chickens and sheep in this area. Basically right on the edge of a boreal forest and just a forest. You can always tell by the color of the grass, really. Of course the trees that grow in it as well, but grass color changes based on the amount of rainfall and stuff like that. So boreal forest is kind of a more blue-green colored grass, I suppose. I got chickens following me because I'm picking up all this seed. I don't really need chickens right at the moment, though, so I will ignore them. Let's see. Alright, now, off in that direction, off down that river, there is a jungle, which I love building in the jungle. It's really just the best place, I think. It's got so much in the way of wood, and rains all the time. I love it when it rains in video games. Really, I fell in love with rain in video games back, I mean, geez, a decade and a half ago playing Morrowind, for the first time. And experiencing all the rain in the coastal regions of Morrowind was pretty amazing, so I have grown to love rain in video games ever since then. Alright, that's, well, no, I'll keep collecting more as I go towards the jungle. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll find sheep along the way, there's some sugar cane, and yeah, see, there's more of that spruce forest over there. That type of biome is just a little boring to me, is really, at the end of the day, all it is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing really that recommends it to me as a place to build stuff. Alright, getting some yellow flowers too. Now, in my last attempt to make the video, I very nearly died because I didn't realize that you cannot use two separate colors of wool to make one bed. I had wool from a black sheep and wool from a white sheep. I don't know why I just did that with all of them. I'd like to replant some of it so that when I come back through, if I really need some, it's there. But anyway, in the past you used to be able to make beds with, whatever color wool you wanted, and it would always come out to be like a red bed. But now they've added the ability to make different colored beds, and so because of that you can't use multiple colors of wool, and that nearly killed me, not having that knowledge. So, let's see, I'm gonna get some wood, and I'm gonna have to kill some sheep, unfortunately. I'd prefer not to. If I had shears, if I had any iron, I'd use them to make shears, but I don't, so... you might notice little pop-ups in the right corner. I mean, this is really the first time I've played Minecraft since I got since that update came out, and made it so that I think they're trying to move it towards being the same across all platforms, and that you've now got this recipe book where it shows you whatever recipes you can make with whatever you got on you. And it's a neat little feature there. It's not something you have to use, which I definitely am glad that they didn't make it so that you had to fill it in, like they do with like the Xbox version. And again, some of these things might be references to things that no longer are the case. I mean, I haven't played a console version of Minecraft in quite a while. But I did originally play Minecraft on the Xbox 360. That was the first version of it I played. I bought the PC version shortly after that, just because I thought the game was amazing, and I wanted to get it on the best platform, which I believe is the PC version of it. Controls are just better. There's so much more of a modding community and all that stuff, so yeah, it is neat that they're moving towards the cross-platforming. I just hope that it doesn't mean fewer features for the PC in the future, because they can't implement them on the other platforms as effectively, at least. Okay, so I'm looking to get enough stone to make basically one of each tool and a furnace, which I think I've actually already there, so I should be good with that. I think I put that... Did I? Yeah, right there. Okay. So let's make an axe. And what else? That'll do it for that, probably. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be good. I need a hoe, a pickaxe, and a shovel. There's... Oh, no. Actually going to use that up. Put the hoe in there, shovel in there, and then how about a sword? There we go. And put that there. And then I'll save those for torches. And next, a furnace. Now, I'm going to take this thing with me. Alright. Man, those things are popping up all the time. Okay. Grab more seed. Almost over the jungle now. It's a big jungle. Got a nice floating rock over there. Oh, I forgot I need wool. See, are there any sheep this way? No. Yes, there are. So I'll get some wool from those sheep, which again, I wish I didn't have to kill them, but I don't have any iron, so... It's the unfortunate nature of the things where I have to have a bed that first night, or I'm going to have to spend the entire night awake, and... Yeah, so... Let's see. 3 white sheep over here. Hopefully it's just going to be 2 sheep that I have to kill. Okay, there's 1 wool. Okay, good, he drops. I was thinking for a second he didn't drop any wool, and that was going to be really frustrating. Okay, so I got 3 wool, enough to make a bed. I'm also going to take some sand here. And yeah, it looks like they've made multicolored sand, although I haven't really tried that yet. But it's kind of interesting. So, yeah, and along the way I'll gather some sand, some clay, that kind of stuff. Clay is one of the more rare resources, I think. I mean, I don't think it's really all that rare, but it's one of those things where, unlike iron and coal and stuff like that, where you can find it at various depths in the ground, so you can just keep going down to find more, clay only exists in shallow water, and once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't regenerate, which, I mean, the rest of the materials don't as well, but at the same time, you can go deeper. Clay only comes in rivers as well, meaning it's not just going to be just everywhere. There's that. Got some clay. I'll get a little bit more sand. Just to make windows, you know. I was doing alchemy flasks, but it's going to be a while before I get to alchemy. So that should be good for now. And let's keep on moving over to the jungle. Here we are, right at the edge of it. Now, I'm not going to go here because I actually found this place that I really actually just love. Just right around the curve here. The terrain is just beautiful. Perfect in my mind for a base. Not great for agriculture, I'll give you that, but it's amazing because it's surrounded by cliffs and it's got a river running right through the middle of it. Now this is one of the things that kind of drives me crazy about Minecraft, the fact that the rivers, you have to dredge them half the time if you want them to run through normally. This right in here. Now, last time I dug this wall out here and I built my base into that wall, but I'm going to see if there's anything any better around here, because I really do like this though. I mean, it's surrounded by tall cliffs, lots of tall trees. Let's see if there's just anything else. Yeah, see again, the river is just gone right here. And here's another section of it. See what we got. Now, see, I don't even think that's jungle. Well, yeah, I guess it is. There's just... I hate those oak trees like that, and I was thinking for a minute that was not jungle because I saw that oak tree, but... You know, this isn't too bad either. I mean, it's kind of a... hard decision, but I do think I prefer that other location. Let's go a little bit further on the river and see what we find out this way. Man, this river just goes down to nothing. And yeah, it is a river biome. You can tell because the grass is a different color. Oh, you know, I like this too. But I really do think that I like that first location just because of the close cliffs. Yeah, you know, I do like this as well, but I'm going to go back over there. So, I'll bring you back when I get back there, and or if something else happens along the way. Alright, and I'm back. So, let's find a good place to build here. You know, that really is pretty cool in there, actually. The way there's just kind of like this natural like ring of rock surrounding this central area. Take a closer look at that. Man, that is nice. Just... You know what? I do think I'm going to build it here. I'm going to have this be where my base is. Now, I'm definitely going to have to farm some of this river land, but... Let's see. Really don't have much in the way of materials right now, so... For the moment, I'm going to have to just kind of deal with what I got. I wish I had some coal. Oh, there we go. Let's see what we can do here. And... Yeah, I'm just going to fill that in. I don't generally like to get rid of water sources, but I mean, that's really not doing anything for me right there. So, plus I could replace it if I really wanted to. Alright, got the coal. The sun is falling, so it's time to tuck myself into this little corner over here. Luckily, you don't really actually have to be completely indoors in order to sleep. In fact, you don't have to be indoors at all. So I'm just going to make a bed real quick. There we go. And sleep right in this little corner. Actually, first though, I'm going to make some torches. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's get on to making some cropland. Oh, jeez. Skeleton over there wandered into the water. He was going to die, but now he's just going to kind of bob around for a little while. Oh well. Let's see. Now, because I've got kind of some sharp cliffs here, I'm going to do some kind of terraced farmland, I think. Which is actually a lot of fun to do. It looks really cool. So, let's see. First things first, going to remove this foliage. And there's not really that much of it right over here. There we go. Now you'll notice that I don't really use a tool to cut at the foliage, and that's because there isn't really one. I mean, you could use shears if you really wanted to, but those really just pick it up, and you can like use it as a decoration if you really wanted to. But I'm usually trying to get saplings out of it and stuff like that, so especially here in the jungle, because jungle saplings are so rare that you really have to hunt for them. Plus half the stuff is oak anyway, but anyway. Yeah, jungle saplings are really rare. They make great trees. All these 2x2 trees are jungle giants, and jungle giants are great for wood production. And jungle saplings, like I was saying before, they don't drop as often as other saplings do. So you really got to kind of hunt for them. Okay. Almost got all this out of the way. Now, irrigation works up to 4 blocks away from the water source. So that's how far out I'm going to set up this cropland. Now, if I were to use like a shovel on this stuff, it would damage the shovel, as far as I know. At least that's the way it used to be. I don't know if they've changed that at all, but anyway. Dig this out. And that skeleton over there. Nope. Shooting at me. And as I don't really have a food source yet, I can't afford to take any damage. I mean, it's not like I want to take damage ever, but at the end of the day, I can afford to take it when I've got a food source that I can heal myself with. I'm gonna get this coal out of here. Or not coal, clay. I don't like bearing clay, because like I said before, it's a pretty rare resource. Jeez. Digging at stuff without a shovel when you're underwater is not a fast process. Okay, that thing's shooting at me. Oh, it's just agonizingly slow. Okay. And there we go, got shot. If he would get out of the water, he'd burn to death, but he's not going to do that, so. Okay. I don't know if he's actually smart enough to know that, but, like, I don't know if they've added the ability for skeletons to jump into the water if they're on fire, or whatever, but, definitely seems to be that smart, because otherwise he would have gotten out of there a long time ago to come after me. Like the idea of having unsupported ground. I know there's no real physics system, you know, in the true sense of the word. I mean, if you were cutting down trees in real life the way you do in Minecraft, there'd be a lot more dead people just because the trees, you cut them out in the middle and they just fall on top of people. If you like assume that they're just gonna float. All right, and let's make some farmland. Luckily, I got a good amount of seed. To try to bring order to the chaos when I build things in the jungle. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna get rid of all the natural land around here. I'm definitely not. I really like the land, so I don't want to get rid of all of it. But it does mean that some of this stuff's gonna change and become like more angular. And oh, geez, there's kind of a little bit of a bug where if you jump on farmland and it removes the little texture or whatever where it makes it into farmland, the soil will turn back into just normal dirt, and it's actually slightly taller than the original farmland was, and so it'll hold you in the ground. Okay, there we go. And let's see. I'll get a couple shovels out of that. There we go. And I'm going to make another pick as well. I haven't even really used it all that much yet, but I'm going to. Okay, I think that's good. I haven't actually planted anything yet, just realized that. Okay, so there's that. And actually this, I typically like to keep torches in the third slot. I find that if I keep everything in the same slot every time, I know exactly where it is whenever I'm playing the game, and I find myself at far less of a risk of using the wrong item at the wrong time, which can be the difference between life and death, really. And it also just makes things a lot faster if you always keep one item in one slot, and every time you play through the game, you always put that item in that slot. Now what I'm doing right now isn't really all that necessary, but I like to have a path around the cropland, especially just the thought of if I need to drop down here, I don't want to drop right on the farmland because that will remove the farmland, so there we go. See, you can see the height difference there between the land that I've used the hoe on and the land that I haven't, where it's like a single little pixel height difference there. Let's mine this out. Jeez. This wooden pickaxe is so slow. I know I could just throw it away, but I like to use these things up fully. Okay. And let's get some torches on the wall. Keep stuff that will eventually be planted here growing all night long. Seedy place, that's pretty funny. Alright. Am I going to get all of it? It looks like I might. And it's not that much land yet. Oh, very nice. In fact, let's just use it all up. There we go. I'm gonna be one short. Oh well, there's more stuff over here too. There we go. And I'm gonna cut down these trees. I've never really done much with cocoa. I don't really know anything about the agriculture about it, if you can even specifically try to grow it. I'll probably look into that some more, because I've always actually kind of wondered about that. I've just never really looked into it. Because it does have its uses, both as a dye and in food. And if I'm going to be in the jungle, I may as well know about what I can do with the materials that are in here. Now, I'm going to take this river that's clearly just kind of curving around this right here, and I'm probably going to turn it into like a sharp-edged thing. Like I was saying, trying to bring some sort of order to the chaos. But while I'm going to kind of bring order to this river valley in terms of where I'm growing stuff, I'm going to try to make as much use of the surrounding terrain and shape my structures around it. So let's see. Now, what to do next? If I am going to square this off, I'm going to need to kind of bring this around here. So let's see, if I make... Well, obviously I'm going to have to get rid of this sand here. People make it seem like the first night of survival in Minecraft is this big deal. And I'm sure if you haven't ever played the game before, or if you're really new to it, or if you don't really just understand the basic mechanics of it, it really is kind of a difficult thing. But once you know how everything works, how all the programming is designed to work, the thing where it's like monsters will spawn in darkness and all that, and the fact that you don't actually have to have a roof over your head when you sleep in a bed, and the way to make a bed real quick and all that stuff. Once you know all that, it becomes actually quite simple. Alright. And I suppose I could go out one more. I think I will. Let me cut this tree down over here. Actually, let's go up one. These types of trees typically are like 1 unit taller than you can cut if you're cutting them from the ground going straight up. So if I were to have started right here, I probably would have had to jump on something to get that last unit of it. I'm not saying that that's absolutely guaranteed, but that is the case a lot of the times. Or a lot of the time, not times. Oh, jungle sapling. Let's go get that. There we go. Also have to get that tree right there. But it looks like night might be falling. I honestly can't tell if it's just that or if I'm in the shade of a bunch of trees. I think it is falling. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out here, up there, and put that in there. Because then I'm going to come across here. Let me get that. Get rid of this. Okay. And I'm going to have to come out into a corner here, which means I'm clearly going to have to cut pretty far into that wall over there to square that off, but that's not going to be a big deal. Have to make some more shovels to do that, obviously. And I'm going to light this area a little bit better, because I don't want the thought that I'm going to be coming in here at some point and have a bunch of skeletons running around. Uh-oh. We got an ocelot, that's nice. Ocelots... Oh, it's a parrot. I was thinking it was a little tiny wizard over there or something. Is that ocelot eating trees or something? Anyway. Let's see what we can do about this. I do have a sword if that little zombie shows up, which it's definitely a little zombie. You can tell from the pitch of the sounds it's making. It's the same sounds that the large zombies make, just at a higher pitch. And maybe a little faster. Okay. I wonder if I'm going to be able to sleep or if it's going to tell me that monsters are too close by or something. I really do like this little area though. I think it's beautiful. This is going to make an amazing base up here. Like, kind of enclosing these walls, but in a way where it still looks natural, like you just got these walls kind of joining the gaps, and then putting some nice jungle wood floors in here and stuff like that. Parrot seems to be confused about the fact that it needs to try flying. If I had any fish, I'd tame that ocelot. Ocelots are great because once you tame them and they become house cats, they scare off creepers. So, I mean, who doesn't want that? Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can sleep in here. Yeah, good. Okay. Maybe get some more seed. Sounds like that zombie's got to be somewhere like in the wall. Or maybe up in the tree, who knows? That can happen. I know this foliage will dissipate on its own, but at the same time I just kind of want to see what I got here. And I also want to get as much seed as I can so I can continue to grow the farm. I wish I could plant some potatoes down there. If I had any, I would. It's the quickest way to make a survivable situation. Because potatoes are just, I think you can get 2/5 of the full health out of eating a potato. And if you just plant a bunch of them, you get like 3 per plant usually. Replant with one of them, then you get a couple more that you can use to eat. So just a couple of plants can keep you fed pretty well. And if you plant like 40 of them, then you're pretty much good for life. Now, I'm going to definitely cut this tree down at some point. I mean, obviously if I'm going to make this enclosed in here, but for now I'm just going to leave that be. You can see where I'm going to have to run this out, and I'm going to have to run this one further. But, yeah, let's make a couple more shovels, actually, and let's light this area a little bit better, because it's still a little dark down here. And I don't want things creeping up on me. I definitely don't want things spawning around me. Okay, there we go, and a shovel. Alright. Let's go clear some of that land away. I'm going to try to have the river be about this wide, so let's take a look at it, because I like this width right here. It's not too thin, it's not too wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units wide. I like that. So let's have some of this. Okay. And I'm definitely going to cut away at the cliffs a bit at some point, but for now I just want to get the general shape of this thing down. So let's see. There we go. Well, I've got the pick out. I may as well take care of some more of this rock that I'm going to have to deal with anyway. Okay. Alright. Let's dig down. I'm also going to dig the river down in places where it's not going to be as deep initially. Because I want to have it look like it's more natural and less artificial, even if it is going to be clearly artificial with the right angles that I'm going to have. In fact, I may as well take out an additional layer here. Well, I've got dry land to do it on. Okay. And then let's do a layer of dirt. Okay. And take care of this dirt. That'd be an interesting concept, wouldn't it? Actually just have the river be almost completely artificial and even still have it covered by land in some areas. I'll have to consider that. Maybe do that in some other areas. Here I do want to have it all visible to the sky. Oh, let's see. There we go. And let's dig this out a little bit too, just while I have some land here and all that. Okay. Almost 2 units deep just across the board. I do generally like to leave a single unit of dirt like right below the edge that you're going up to, but it's not really something that I have to have. But I probably will actually do it here just to keep the water rushing in a little bit more normal, and then I can dig it away like that. I mean, I don't have to have the soil there. It doesn't really matter all that much. It does make it easier to get in and out though. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go 6 more units deep in order to have this river be the width I want it to be. So this will be 1, 2, 3. Need to go up 1 more unit. There we go. 4. I might do the whole thing where I go into the wall rather than have it all open to the sky. So let's see, how much was that again? 4, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you go 2 more units at least, and then I'm gonna have to have some sort of walkway on the other side. And yeah, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna have this be pretty much the cutoff for where I do that, and for where I cut it all the way to where you can see the sky above. Just because it's clearly getting so much higher. I think there's a tree up there and everything. I'm not gonna take all this out. Little tiny tree right here. Okay, took care of that. Let's dig all this out. Be able to use this dirt to fill in that spot over there where I need to actually fill in the river. I'm definitely going to have to cut the path into the wall, and I'll probably just have the path actually be like a little bit higher than... I typically like to cut paths, like channels through walls, like mine shafts and stuff like that, 3 units high, 2 units wide, just because I think it looks a lot better than doing like a 2x2 or a 1x2, 1 wide and 2 tall. It feels a lot less claustrophobic in those little tunnels. And I'll probably do something with a channel running through the wall to be the path that runs along the river here. And just cut it out to be something like 4x4 or something like that. Like I was saying last time, I actually built my home into this cliff over here, but I think I found a much better place up there. And the truth of the matter is, if you were really building something in a jungle, you wouldn't want to be right on the water. Just get less bugs up there. I mean, it's not a huge amount higher up there, but it is still a little bit higher. And especially if you built your bedroom like up on the top of all that, you'd be a bit further out of the way of the bugs. Not like mosquitoes can't fly that high, but you'd get less bugs, I'll say that. It might seem a little excessive to be cutting away this much stone and stuff when I don't even really have my own situation currently set away, but where I have food that I can eat and all that stuff. But I'm working on that. The farmland's going. I'll eventually need to have some land for ranching. Have to clear away some more jungle for that. A little realistic there, I guess. When you think about what's going on with the Amazon, but anyway. Okay, there we go. Alright. Take away some more of this dirt. My tools are very close to breaking. Okay. Got another pick, so at least I'll be okay there. Why did I cut that like that? In fact, yeah, let me just fill this back in for a second. I'm gonna do this smarter way, just to cut down to the level I want it to be down to. Let's see, how wide is it at this point? Actually, I haven't really been paying attention to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to go one more unit wide at the very least. So I'll dig this out, but I'm not going to let it fill in with water just yet. And in fact, I'll go 2 more units deep so I can have at least a thin path winding its way along the river on the other side. There we go. Dig that out as well. Anywhere that, you know, needs a pick, and I'm going to have to dig it out anyway, I'm going to do it. I probably will just fill this in before I go take care of the rest of that cliff. I'm going to have to go sleep, obviously, before the, before I'm going to finish this whole area, so may as well just have this area filled with water. There we go. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. It's funny how, unless it like knows it's got a little bit of land beneath it, it's not really willing to fill the area out. So I'm going to leave that for just a moment. But actually, I'm going to put some torches on this wall. I don't really want monsters spawning over here. So let's do that. And I know I don't have a shovel on me, but I can dig this out pretty quick and just have a nice little path running alongside the river. And eventually I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to dredge that out. Wow, my FPS just dropped down to 8 for a second there. That was weird. Because I'm typically running from 40 to 140, so I'm not sure what that 8 was. My guess would be that my antivirus is kicking in or something like that and doing a scan. I don't really know. Alright. Back up here. Yeah, let's cook this mutton. Okay. Go to sleep. Alright, do I have at least one piece? Yeah, there we go. And let's eat that. Okay. I'm gonna need at least one more to finish filling out the health there. There we go. Okay. And let's make some more shovels. There we go. And I'll probably make another pick as well. There we go. There. And there. If I had any more coal, I'd use it, but I don't. So I'll have to wait on that. Yes, I'm going to have to cut 2 more layers in. I'm going to do it to that same height right there. This is starting to look like something here. And let's go down. Right to the edge of it? No, wow. So it's all the way over here, yeah. Wow. Definitely need to widen the river, you can see, but okay. I might have enough dirt for this, I probably do. But I might have to get some more to finish it out, we'll see. And here a zombie, but my guess would be that it's somewhere underground. Yeah, because I don't see one anywhere. There's got to be some caves around here. It's just the way things are. Okay. Do I have any more seed? Yes, so let's use that. Hey! First piece of wheat. And we got 1 thing of wheat from that. That's why potatoes are great, because every single plant you harvest, you get something that you can use. In this case, I've got 1 piece of wheat, and I'm going to have to turn that into bread once I get 3. And bread is not as effective as wheat, or as potatoes are, I mean. Even with 1 loaf, even though it takes, like I said, 3 pieces of wheat to make it. Let's fill that in some more. Yeah, I probably actually am not going to have enough dirt. I mean, it seems like I would, you know, but at the same time, I think that it's a stack of dirt, or a stack of anything isn't really actually that much in size. 64 units is just an 8x8, you know? And basic math there, but it's not nearly as big as it seems like it is. Okay. There we go, and let's do what I can with this hoe. I'm gonna have to get another one, I'm sure. Alright. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna cut down this tree. Let's do that. In fact, let's go a little bit higher. There we go. I'm sure to not have to climb on anything now that I'm all the way up here. Should be able to, yep, there we go, that was the top of it there. Got it the rest of the way down. And there we go. There we go. Well, I can use what seeds I've got. Alright. And let's fill this in with some more water. Which actually is not as difficult as it might seem. Just got to do that sort of thing. And actually, I'll have to do this as well. You can see how it fills in. Every single row of this I pull out, I get more water filling it in. And I'll have to add more dirt. Oh, did have to get rid of that. There we go. That was weird. I thought I put one down there, but I guess I didn't. Okay. And yeah, see, there it goes. Filled it all the way in. Very nice. Now how many did I have again? Honestly, I forget. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need at least 2 more cut out. 1 for a path, 1 for the river. And this is going to be clearly in the way, so let's take care of it. Okay. That's the nice thing about jungle trees. They help you cut them down. Because they might be taller in some cases, but they're almost always covered in vines. Which provides you a natural ladder to climb to the top, or near the top, and then cut them all the way down. There we go. Alright. Now this over here is going to be the path, so I may as well just fill that in now. Alright. And I'm going to have that be dirt. And I'm going to fill that in too, so it doesn't look wrong. Okay. And let's see, right up here is where that ends. Cut that out. Oh, one more. There we go. Not a huge fan of granite. I just don't think it looks all that good. I mean, it looks like cobblestone in its natural state, just dyed pink. It's not bad if you turn it into smooth granite, but it's still not a material I use all that often. Because I almost feel like unless it's like surrounded by natural granite, that it just doesn't look very good. Typically what I'll use it for is like on maps, like, well, in multiplayer games and stuff, when you have map plugins and stuff like that, you can use granite to show up on the map pretty well. Is it almost night again? Seems like it might be. You don't really realize exactly how lengthy a process this much landscape changing there is until you actually get into it. Still getting more dirt, which is always good. I'll need that, I'm sure. I'm still going to have to dig that out eventually, but I'm going to leave it just for now until I get this last part of it cut out. Something I really like doing, and I'm definitely going to do it here, is like putting a stable in the wall of a cliff, just because I think it looks really cool. There are definitely aspects of the game that I haven't really experimented with all that much, but construction is definitely one that I have done a lot with. Like, I couldn't tell you the best way to do redstone wiring a lot of the time, in like most cases. Like I can tell you how to make like a hidden wall and how to make a bridge that rises up out of a lava moat, but at the end of the day, if you're asking me how to do some like actually intricate circuits and stuff with that, I'm not going to be able to tell you. Construction though, I've definitely done a lot of experimentation with over the years, and I've found some stuff that I think looks pretty cool. At least for me, you know. I like building underwater bases. If you haven't seen my set of videos on that, you should take a look at them. Pretty neat. It's something I've done 3 or 4 times. Each time I think the base I make gets a little bit better. This one's the case too. It's not finished. I might go back to that at some point. I probably will. But for the time being, it's just in like a 10% finished state, but it still looks pretty incredible. Okay, dig this wall out one more time. It's going to take time, but the grass will eventually grow to cover all of this. It's going to be slowed by the fact that it's only filling in one unit at a time, rather than spreading across an open field, you know. Okay. I thought it was almost night, but I guess it's not. Either that or I just didn't notice that it became night and is now day again. And let's actually put some more torches along this cliff wall. I don't want there to be things spawning over here. And that should do it. And let's dig this out. At least over there, you know. Don't need to get all of it out, but I'd like to get as much of it as I can out. Really like to have the river be at least 3 units deep, so let's do that. Oh. Used up another shovel. There we go, I think that's good enough there. It's funny, if you mine something and like try to run into it at the same time, it's not really sure what to do. It's not sure if it's supposed to still be repelling you because it's a piece of rock, or it's not sure if it's supposed to disappear because you've just dug it up, so it kind of just doesn't do either. Just kind of sits there and makes you fidget. Okay, yeah, that's good. Let's dig that out. Now, technically, the center of this river is probably dark enough that it will spawn monsters. So I will take care of that. Let's see, just use some cobblestone for now. I don't know if it's going to be the way I do it forever, but let's do that. And I actually don't need it sticking out of the water like that, so I'm going to do that. And put this there. And let's put another one in there. Do I have any? Yeah, I can plant another seed, I guess. See, I can hear a zombie, but as to where it is exactly, I could not tell you. Definitely have enough wheat now that I can make some bread if I want to. But I've still got enough mutton to hold me over for the moment. Alright, so this is starting to actually look like something. Hit the hay. Alright, what else? Next, I will, you know, keep expanding the cropland. I'll probably dig some passageways out in that wall. But for now, I'm going to call it quits. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Maybe leave a comment why you didn't like it. Leave me any questions. I can hopefully get back to you, and hope to see you all again next time. This has been the Resolute Cartographer. Thanks.